My job is to protect this stuff, right? So it's to make sure that it doesn't get leaked, it doesn't get used in a way we don't want it to be used. So it's one interesting thing that we've seen so far in security is that DRM is starting to actually become more like conditional access like, right? So DRM actually started out as protection for ebooks, right? Now that they're protecting video, the same ebook kind of concept doesn't really work for video anymore. So now we're starting to see this evolution into becoming more conditional access. Conditional access, if you don't know, has basically been used for like 20 years to protect video.
One of the things, if you look at it, it's probably a little bit hard to see on the screen. But these are torrents of the Mandalorian, and so we have right at release, and then plus 7 days. So you can see the data a little bit better here. So the charts, so red are countries that Disney Plus does not have feature, is not streaming. Yellow is future countries that they've announced. Green are countries where they actually have it, and so you have sort of Canada, Netherlands, the U.S. is way down at the end, Spain, Chile, Croatia. But this kind of highlights one of the challenges, and ultimately when you're talking about on-demand VOD, SVOD, it's easier to protect content, and even so, it's immediately a couple days later, or 1 day later, it's already on the, it's already being pirated. So here's kind of the next. We have this kind of shows again where the launch is. So the yellow countries are coming in November 19th. The issue in sports is going to be even bigger because you're trying to do low latency. A lot of when we talk about security, which I'll hand it off to Mark again. It's going to in a second. It's going to be an even bigger issue because there's always a trade-off.
Yeah. So basically, for the Disney launch for the Mandalorian thing, there's really not a lot they could have done except for launch worldwide. But as you can see, just from launching in the few countries they launched in, they actually had a lot of problems, right? So if they did a worldwide launch, I mean, problems would have been, magnified even more. So really, the only thing that you can really do in that situation is you can enable watermarking, right, to kind of trace where is this thing leaking from. And what watermarking allows you to do, it doesn't really prevent you from leaking, but what it does is, if you can find all these places where it leaks, right, then when Mandalorian Episode 2 comes out, hopefully you've shut all those places down already, so then there's less leakage. And that's kind of what watermarking does.